You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Close for Chiro, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, Chiro Thin, Imaging Services, Zingit Solutions, Peter Goldman's Zone School of Healing, Everest Coaching Systems, Universal Tractioning Systems, Rhino Coaching, Chiropractic Jobs Online, and Chiro Matchmakers. Let's hustle. Hey everybody, Jim Chester here. I'm excited today. I have Dr. Kelly Henry with me. He is coming in from Lubbock, Texas, and I am coming in from Grand Junction, which is the Grand Valley on the western slope of Colorado, which I like to say it's where no one lives. And I moved here to hear the birds chirp. But Dr. Kelly knows this area, so he can talk a little bit about how awesome Grand Junction is.
It is. I have family that live there, so there's a few people living there still.
well, now we produce the fine show of Chiro Hustle out here in Grand Junction. I just think it's a really cool opportunity for us to create an ecosystem that isn't dependent on a local economy. And that's what the laptop lifestyle gives to us, Kelly, is it gives us the opportunity to create from anywhere we want to. And I live out here in the most beautiful part of Colorado, and it's out here in this beautiful Grand Valley. So anyways, you're down there in the Lone Star State. How are things going down there today?
They're fantastic. So I don't actually live in Lubbock. I live over in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But like you said, I can be away from home and still do business. So daughter just graduated from Texas Tech University. So we're over here at my parents' house and getting her settled out of college. So it's all good, man. Great day.
Yeah. And before we jump into our conversation today about our resonance of your episode of 77, we're going to thank our sponsors today, and that's Chiro Thin Nutraceuticals. That is Jason Strohide and the team over there. Thank you guys for sponsoring Chiro Hustle and allowing us to keep free speech alive in the chiropractic conversation and make sure that we keep chiropractic culturally significant with the truth behind why the chiropractor does what they do and who it's for. So thank you, Chiro Thin, for sponsoring and supporting this episode of the Chiro Hustle live stream. And Dr. Kelly, let's just jump right into what you do and what sets you apart from the rest of the pack when it comes to relentless coaching, and maybe dial in a little bit about who your ideal clients are for your coaching process.
All righty. As the title of my company is Relentless Coaching Systems, that says quite a bit about what I'm about, the relentless mindset. I'm relentless in the pursuit of my success, but also of doctor success, chiropractor success, and that's really what I'm here to do, is help more chiropractors become more successful by serving more and more patients and helping change lives and save lives. So that's really what I'm working on doing. My ideal client, though, my ideal doctor would be one that, two actually. One that's maybe been struggling to practice, but they know they could do so much more. They could be so much better. They could have a bigger practice, see more patients, those type of things. They just don't know how to get there. I want to help them. I've been there. I've been in that scenario. I knew I wanted to grow. I wasn't happy where I was at. I got coaching, and that's what helped me turn the tide and build a giant practice. I also want to help chiropractors that maybe are middle of the road, where they're doing pretty good. They're making a few bucks. They're serving some patients, but again, they know they could do so much better, and they just can feel it inside that I know I can do so much more. How can I get there? And that's where I want to be with those docs.
And, I think one of the things you said there is contribution. You want to use your assets of experience to contribute to other people's success. And I think that's really special. I think it's really cool when you can say, hey, I figured this out. And now if you look to me and you want to raise your hand for me to be somebody that's going to be an asset to your future and your growth and your business, I think that's what you're offering to people. And you've kind of gone through every stage of this, so you know where the pain points are for the profession, so you can say, hey, raise your hand, I want to help you.
Exactly. I've been there, done that, so to speak. I struggled mightily and got with coaches and just built a practice up to the point where I was treating 400 plus patients a week and by myself. multiple clinics, multiple associates, those type of things. And so, yeah, I have some experience to draw off. So, not to sound arrogant, it's just I have done some things that I can tell help docs out of because I've been there. I've been in their shoes. I know what they're going through.
And I think, everybody out there is looking for somebody to be their leader. So if what you're hearing Dr. Kelly say today resonates with you, relentless coaching is something that might be a good fit for you. And please listen to episode 77. I put the link for Dr. Kelly's episode in the description up above. And if you guys wanted to know more about what he's doing, go to relentlesscoaching.com, I believe. Is that right?
Relentlesscoachingsystems.com. So
relentlesscoachingsystems.com.
You can check me out, see what I'm about. Set up a free consultation with me, just to talk and see if this is if I'm someone you want to go forward with and help you take your practice to another level.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. And we were introduced because we both invested in ourselves this year, and we joined into this training with Dr. Ed Osborne, and it's called the Inner Circle. Let's just talk a little bit about what it means to have access and what it means to, pay to play and what it means to contribute with a think tank like this.
Absolutely. It's invaluable, and we've talked about this several times, but it's invaluable, having others to draw off their experience and the synergy of drawing out others' experience and where they've been and what they've done and collectively use that to not only help them, but them help you is just tremendous. Like we were talking earlier, being in isolation is just a recipe for mediocrity. You just can't go things alone. You just can't do it. You need help. You need a mastermind. You need coaches. You need people that see things from the outside or have a different perspective, an eyeball from or a mindset from a different angle to help you get through the hurdles and the humps and the obstacles that you're gonna have no matter what you're doing.
Yeah, and the things that you're saying there, Doc, it just most people probably think I have it all together and I have a good system and I have a good show and a good strategy, but it's not true. I have to go out and find a think tank of people that are influencers and a coach. I said, who is going to be my coach in this media space? Who's going to coach me to get to the next level? And I think that that's what all people have to figure out. And, whether it's chiropractic or media systems, now we have this wonderful group of people that are there to contribute. They're there for collaboration. They're there for, like you said, this amazing think tank of people that now we have access to. And I think that that's really what it matters is if people jumped into Relentless Coaching Systems, now they have access to you. Now they have collaboration. Now they have leadership. Now they have guidance. Now they have somebody that's been there and done that. And I think that that's really the beauty of knowing that if I'm going to pay to play, I'm going to invest in somebody that's going to give me the outcomes I'm looking for. And if you want to raise your hand to that, I think that's an important thing to key in on.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm there for. To help down the law and say, do it my way or the highway. And I'm saying that other coaches do that, but that's just not me. We want to work together. I want to be a cheerleader when things are going well and the practice is changing. I want to be somebody to build you up if you're having some downtime. I want to be somebody that can see the practice and say, hey, you probably need to change this. This is probably a bottleneck. This is not helping you out, that type of thing. And it's not from a standpoint of arrogance. It's just from a standpoint of that's how I grew my practice, from coaches doing this for me and to helping me out. And I just want to do the same for the docs that need some help.
You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, Chiro Thin, Imaging Services, Zinget Solutions, Peter Goldman's Zone School of Healing, Everest Coaching Systems, Universal Tractioning Systems, Rhino Coaching, Chiropractic Jobs Online, and Chiro Matchmakers. Let's hustle. Yeah, I think, everybody's looking for the answer. Everybody has questions, but not everybody has solutions. And I think that that's what I really love about getting to know you is I know that what you do for people is a solution. And so many times people are looking for outcome, they're looking for adaptability. And I think as I talk more granular about sales, and as I talk more granular about marketing and becoming a voice, this is one of the components that really gives people that are on the sidelines that are chatting in and sending messages more confidence to own their space. And I think that by association that we're doing and building these great sponsors like we talked about off camera and about this great mastermind group that we're a part of, all these things happen when you start collaborating. And I think that a collaborative effort of what a coach does for the people that are following those systems gets that much more, like I said, access to Dr. Kelly, access to Ed, access to whoever it might be, but you get that person to lean on for their experience.
Absolutely, and that's the beauty of it. So, it's funny you mentioned collaboration. I was just at one of my chiropractic friends. He practiced here in Lubbock, Texas, and I went to his office today, not to help him because he has got a fabulous office and he's the best in Lubbock, Dr. Jason Helton. But I just wanted to see how he ran his things and take his best practices so I can help other docs in that area as well. So it's a matter of, and we were talking off camera too. My mentality is not. It's always been a little uncomfortable in the sense that I need to keep learning. I need to keep growing. I don't want to be plateaued. As soon as I plateau, things start dying off and you become complacent and you get in that rut. And that's not where I want to be. I want to keep improving because I know as I improve, then I can help the lives of others. And as I collaborate and I have the synergy with the group we're in, they're helping me become better. So I can in turn help maybe them become better, but that's not really even how I look at it. It's to help my clients get better and better. So it's just a win-win situation is what it is.
And, to me, it's about playing your cards the right way and learning what lane that you wanted to start, taking. And I think that understanding, one of my mentors once told me, Jim, if you'd stop taking what everybody give you and start taking what you want, you would change your mentality about how you went about your life. And I think that that's a lot about.
I need to write that one down, man. That's good.
I think that's a lot about this life that we have is, what you decided was your choice. Like I said off camera, you could still be, taking care of 400 plus people a week if that was like your chosen path. But you said, you know what? I think that I can have an impact on these people that need, guidance and leadership, and I can support them with my knowledge and know-how, and that's my lane. And I think when you got clear with that, then you said, well, how can I get my lane, more people into my lane? And I think it's a Russell Brunson thing. He's like, I didn't start looking for clients anymore. I went and stood in front of them until they ran me over. And and I think that that's where we're all coming with this approach of, we have something awesome inside of us to share. But if nobody knows about it and we're isolated, then nobody uses our systems and strategies. But if we do get out there and let people run us over, then we have the likelihood of building impact on our chosen lane that we're in.
Absolutely. And I think Grant Cardone, but he says kind of the same thing. It's not who you know, it's who knows you. And that's what's important. It's who knows me. And like you're saying, raises their hand and says, hey, I like this guy. I like what he's saying. I like his mentality. Let's do this thing. So you bet.
Yeah. So if you guys are out there watching right now, if you're watching this live or you're watching this on replay, if you want to have Dr. Kelly help you out with his relentless coaching systems, just put your hand up in the comments or say hashtag relentless, and Dr. Kelly will know to reach out to you personally. But if any of you have questions about, how to create an online presence or to, start a system or strategy, you can reach out to Dr. Kelly or myself. And it might be just a quick 10-minute consult that you have, but you might realize that what Dr. Kelly's telling you, that you might want to become one of his members in his group of relentless coaching systems. So I just think what you're doing, Dr. Kelly, is my other mentor told me, if you just get out of your own way, you could change the world. So I think it's important, no matter what point in our career we are, we still have to learn how to continuously get out of our own way.
Absolutely. So Quit getting in our own way. Exactly. You get out of your way in one aspect and get in your way in another. So yeah, just continue learning and helping yourself out. So taking what you want, not what's given to you all the time.
And the thing is to have a system for, deploying, have a system for action. And I think that there's so many things out there where people have ideas, even like Chiro Hustle, Doc. We didn't deploy and take action on Chiro Hustle until 2 years after the first idea of running a podcast.
Sure.
So, the dream is always inside of the person that's the creator. And I think that the more that they believe in the dream that they create, the more attraction that they get. So, I just want everybody else to know out there that if you do have something you really want to drive home and you want to be a contributor and you want to have community and you want to have contribution and you want to figure out how to get more connected and get access, think about how to interact and build relationships, whether that's off camera or on camera or at an event or, just building a relationship with people. And a lot of those times, Doc, you have to pay to play. So if you guys want to pay to play with Dr. Kelly Henry, reach out to him at Relentless Coaching Systems or send him a direct message off of this. And is there anything that we didn't discuss today, Doc, that you would like to discuss with our audience?
Well, I want to piggyback off of something you just said there. And so, I paid for coaching, and I have no problem with that. I don't look at coaching, and I'm sure you're the same way, Jim, that you don't look at coaching as an expense. It is an investment, is what it amounts to. And I want to add value that will create much, much more gain than what a client would pay me to coach them. And so for some of you out there, and I'm not saying you need to coach with me, some of you docs. Find a good coach. Dr. Schofield, Noel Lloyd, AMC, throwing some names out there. But it is not an expense. It is an investment in your future. It's an investment in taking care of more patients and serving more patients and changing lives. So you need to look at it that way.
Yeah, and if you don't spend it on something of value, you'll waste it on something else. So
exactly, and we all do, but it's when the switch flips that you start thinking, you know what, I should spend my money on something that will create value instead of something that's going to be a liability and is going to depreciate. That's when that can be a life-changing moment there. So, and coaching, I can say in my life, with no problem whatsoever, is what changed my practice and really changed the entirety course of my life in a lot of different areas, because I made the investment of getting with good coaches and doing what they said and taking that action, just like you were mentioning. You got to take action. You can have an idea, but it doesn't mean anything until you put some action behind it.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that really makes me feel good about this type of conversation is that the more people that you can pay attention to that are doing it the right way, you have to realize that those people have paid other people to do it the right way. So realizing that the investment isn't just in the person, it's investing in the development process. And I think that that's one of the coolest things is when you do get a good coach, what it does is it frees up and gives that person extension of their bandwidth. It opens up the bandwidth of somebody, like you said, that was bottlenecked. Now you can help them unravel some of the reasons why they're still snagged. And now their bandwidth expands and they see what's actually possible for themselves. And I think that that's one of the greatest things about having a coach is it releases us to a new bandwidth that we can take on more and do better.
Absolutely. Open up those not expectations, but their mindset where, I know when I was in practice, like you're saying, I thought, man, if I could ever see 150 patients in a week, that would be tremendous, and then 200 to be just crazy. And then 250 to 300 to 400, just kept expanding. Like you said, that bandwidth. It's amazing the possibilities, but like you said too, you got to get out of your own way, and success leaves tracks. So if you get out of your way and just follow people that have done it before, don't go on your own, don't try to do it on your own, follow those tracks that have already been laid, it's amazing what the future can hold for us.
And I think what you do is something very concierge service to your clients is you give them a roadmap for success and you help them with proven strategies that you know are effective. And it's not like you just dreamed up this idea that you're going to go out there and start helping people. You've actually gone through the full processes of understanding what your ideal client needs and then providing that to them and knowing whether that's staff related, whether that's new patient related, or whether that's retention related. You're going to follow through on those topics and make sure that there's a reverse engineered plan, if you will, for success for those clients to make sure that they're hitting their goals.
Exactly. And there's some core things that pretty much every office can work on. So we want to make sure we're dealing with those, obviously, but every practice is different. Every doc is different. Every technique's different. There's so many different variables. So yeah, we want to work together. What's good for them, where the bottlenecks for their office, those type of things, hash out a plan. Some docs are more relentless. Some are, hey, let's go a little bit slower, those type of things. And we can customize that. That's not a problem. It's just keep moving in the right direction. That's the key. So keep moving in the right direction, set some goals, stay focused on them, and keep moving towards them at whatever speed you need to, but just keep moving towards them.
Awesome. Well, if you guys do want Dr. Kelly to look under the hood of your clinic, reach out to him. I'm sure he would like to see where your cylinders are firing and where they are not. And you might need that tune-up from him. So reach out to him at relentlesscoachingsystems.com. I want to thank you for being my guest today, but I also want to thank our sponsors at Chiro Thin Nutraceuticals for supporting free speech and chiropractic by supporting Chiro Hustle podcast. And I also want to say once again, thank you to all of our audience that is out there that watches us. If you guys do have questions or you want to reach out to one of us personally, please do so. And I would say always expect miracles when you do that. And if you guys are interested in listening to Dr. Henry's episode of the Chiro Hustle podcast, the URL is in the description of this Facebook Live. And if you guys do want to take advantage of Chiro Thin, their sponsorship, they have a link up there that says click here. So click there now if you want to go over there and test drive their systems as well. But I just want to say it's been an honor today. And I'm really glad that we had a chance to have an open share discussion on what you're doing. And thank you for being a guest today.
Thank you, Jim. It's been certainly my pleasure and an honor as well. So, and I want to thank Chiro Thin as well for sponsoring this episode as well. So just a little shout out.
Thank you. Yeah. And it's great for all of us to collaborate together. And as we move into 2019, I would say everybody that's invested in themselves, cash in next year and make it the best year ever. And with that being said, you're just one story away. Keep hustling. Thanks, Doc.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Chiro Hustle Live. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.